are.
Hey everybody.
Hello.
Welcome to Cooking with Mo and Deb. We are making, well, I'm going to say this one is a great dish for Easter. We are making scalloped potatoes, easy scalloped potatoes.
Keyword,
Easy.
easy.
And I think these will be a great side dish.
What's the difference between scalloped potatoes and au gratin potatoes?
I don't really know. It's a great question.
What is the difference, y'all?
Somebody tell us.
Somebody tell us. What is the difference? I'm sure we could Google it and find out the answer, but the question just popped up into my head, and I don't have time to stop and Google it right now. However, I just remember
au gratin potatoes. I've saw that many times.
And my brother used to call them au gratin potatoes.
Oh.
Are you having au gratin potatoes? So anyway, but that's, neither here nor there.
So we're making this, I feel like this would be a great thing for Easter. Easter's coming up, and we got to start planning our Easter dinner, so maybe you might want to add easy scalloped potatoes.
And that would go great like with your Easter ham. If you do Easter ham,
yes,
it would be a great side for Easter ham. I'm just saying.
So, but before I actually tell you about the recipe, I want to tell you about the bowl I'm using.
It's stoneware.
This is a Pampered Chef stoneware. This is not something you can actually buy. A few years ago, I worked really hard to become director in Pampered Chef, and it was so fun. But I actually got to at conference. I got to walk across stage, and when you're a consultant, that is your goal.
To get to walk across
stage.
Yeah.
Have you like 5 seconds of fame? I got to walk across the stage in my red dress. We get a red spatula, and I got to wave my red spatula.
That's so cool.
But they also gave us a special lunch.
Oh.
Well, we had a special lunch, and every director, this is the only time I've ever saw them do this. Every director at the table got a box, and in each box was a special piece of stoneware everybody's was a different color. There was red and orange and blue and green, and they're not for sale. They didn't make these to sell. They made them especially for new directors. Yes.
Aww,
at that,
so cool.
Also at that lunch, we got to listen to Warren Buffett, who actually owns Pampered Chef, the company.
And I did not even know that until she told me a while ago that Warren Buffett owns Pampered Chef.
And it was
it
was great. Well, she's still the CEO
gotcha.
of the company, but he's the owner. Yes.
Money behind it. That's good because he's got a lot of money, and that means
he's got all
kinds. Chef will never go away.
Exactly.
And that means I can keep feeding.
It'll be there forever, and so will your dishes be there forever. So, but it was such an honor to hear him speak because he's so smart.
Yeah.
And you could just tell that. And I sat 2 tables from him, so I was very, very close. So I just wanted to, I pulled this out. It's been in the cabinet. I got it out, and I'm going to be using that more.
It's kind of a creamy yellow color, and you see the inside is stoneware. And Debbie's used it some, so it's starting to get seasoned, to where before long it'll be all yucky looking.
But that's how you want your seasoned your stoneware. You want it seasoned. So, okay, back to the recipe.
Okay, so what are we doing?
While I'm going to be slicing some potatoes, and Mo is going to be grating some cheese. We're going to use freshly grated cheese.
On your mark,
set, go. So, we're not actually racing. But you're going to slice up 4 potatoes. I'm using a mandolin to slice mine.
Do I have one of those?
I don't know if I saw one of these in your kitchen. I'm not really sure. You can slice them up so fast. I've already sliced up 3. And this is the last one.
A great way to slice them.
So 4 to 5 potatoes, and you're going to get a good bowlful.
And this is about probably, 8 ounces of cheese?
Yes, we're doing 1 cup of grated cheese. Yes.
Oh, look, I'm going to have too much. I may have to eat some.
That last little bit that you don't want to get your fingers cut on.
Y'all. I just feel like cheese is my thing.
Well, when you're grating it just makes you want to
Steve Urkel.
So there's our potatoes, and I've already sliced up an onion. So we're going to go ahead and put these into the pretty yellow dish. And we're gonna
layer them or what?
We're gonna layer. You can layer the onions if you want
And
to.
you don't have to spray this or anything, right?
These you don't, but if you were using something that's not stoneware, you would want to.
So if I use my like a Corelle or
yes,
Corningware,
you should spray it.
I should spray it.
So put a layer of onions now on top of that, and then we're gonna add a spoonful of flour. And I just cut the onions in rings. That's to save some of them because we're going to make three layers.
3 layers, gotcha.
Let's add some more potatoes now.
But what about the cheese?
Cheese goes on last.
Oh, okay.
Just
We don't
anyways.
layer the cheese.
No. Cheese going to all go on top. And go ahead and add some more onions.
Onions.
And then I'll add some more flour. I'm gonna put a little bit more in this layer. Just eyeballing it so it doesn't have to be perfect.
And we are using 3 tablespoons of flour in case you're wondering.
And this is going to bake in the oven for about 50 minutes at 350 degrees. So let me add the rest of the potatoes now. They don't have to be perfectly
For an hour? Did you say an hour?
50 minutes.
50
or
minutes.
until they're tender. You just have to, I would go 50 minutes and check them. And if they're not quite tender enough, then
And what have you got over on the stove, Debbie?
well, that's coming up. Hang loose.
Oh.
Add your onions.
Surely this is not all there is to it.
No, it's not. Add the rest of your onions.
So what she's saying, y'all, is just shut up and add your onions. That's what she's telling me.
No, I didn't say that. Flour. I have a feeling that this bowl, because it's kind of, it's not I might need to cook it for a little longer because I put it in a little bit smaller bowl and it's kind of thick, but that's okay. We can go a little longer.
Then what happens?
So now I'm going to take pats of butter and put them on top. You're going to use about 2 tablespoons of butter and just drop your pats of butter on top.
Okay.
Just like this. And then, where's your salt and pepper? You've got to have salt and pepper with your potatoes. We're going to sprinkle salt and pepper over the top.
So just
you can do that.
eyeball
Yes,
it?
just sprinkle it in.
Yeah, I miss your little salt and pepper shakers.
I know,
Deb.
I got them today.
Somebody asked me, or asked us on our page, they said, do y'all live together? I saw that. I'm like, no, we're just close by.
We're very close.
Yeah.
If you could go straight, it'd be like a mile. It's really close.
It's not far at all.
You can't go straight. You got to
think
make
that's
a
good.
couple of turns. So I have 2 cups of milk on the stovetop. And I'm just getting it warm. You're not going to boil it. You just want it to be warmed up. So I'm going to pour my milk over.
Okay, and this is whole milk, y'all.
Whole milk, yes. 2 cups of whole milk is what the
You
recipe
could
calls
use
for.
another milk, but I guarantee you it wouldn't be.
I was trying to do exactly what the recipe says. So
Yeah,
we're
whole milk for sure.
doing our whole milk.
It's going to make it a lot better.
And lastly, but not least, is the cheese. Mocha's going to add our cheese on top.
The cheese.
Doesn't that look good?
Oh my
It
goodness.
smells good. Just pouring that hot milk over
know.
it made me start smelling those onions.
Yes.
So like I said, it's going to cook at 350 for 50 minutes or until you test those potatoes. And
they're tender.
And they're tender.
Yeah, you don't want them to be having any bite to them. You want
So-
them to be good and tender.
We are putting this in the oven and we're going to
looks good.
come,
doesn't it?
as soon as it comes out, we'll come back and
And
show
you
you.
saw how easy that was.
Yeah, just a
It
few
was super
minutes.
Easy.
All right, we'll be back to
Be right
show you the
back.
final product. Okay, potatoes are out of the oven. I did forget to tell you that you needed to cover your potatoes when you put them in the oven. So put them with full or a lid, depending on what you're using. So, ready for the unveiling?
Unveiling.
Here we
for
go.
eating.
It's a little bit hot. Let's see what they look like. They're
Pretty.
yummy, scratched out potatoes. They got a little brown on
They
top.
smell
the cheese did.
good too.
Smells really yummy. Time for a taste test.
I know they're good. I done ate one.
You already tried them? Yummy.
Perfect. They're going to be a great go-together with what we're about to have for supper.
Yeah, so put this on your list. You're going to want to try them.
And y'all let us know the difference between scalloped potatoes and au gratin potatoes. See y'all. Bye.